Hey there, math fans. Test 14, Lesson 3. If your swords are ready, let's go. Today we want to identify changes in height by positive or negative numbers, translate shapes according to a rule, and label coordinates. And as always, we start with number 1, identify changes in height by positive or negative numbers. So here's an example of a cross-section. We have the sea level being 0 meters. So we actually do call it that. Sea level is considered 0 meters. That's the level of the ocean. This house is 20 meters above sea level, so we call that 20 meters. This mountain is 500 meters above sea level, so we're going to call that 500 meters. And this bird is flying at 1,000 meters above sea level, so we're going to say he's at 1,000 meters. Now if I go under the sea, this fish is swimming along 20 meters below sea level. So since it's below, we're going to call that negative 20 meters. And this coral is 80 meters below sea level, so I'm going to call that negative 80 meters. So here, I want to know the change in elevation between the house and the fish. So here's the house at 20 meters. Here's the fish at 20 meters below sea level. So basically I want to know when I moved from the house to the fish, what did I do? I went down 20 meters to get from the house to the sea level, and then I went down another 20 meters to get to the fish. 20 plus 20 is 40. And since all of that was going down, I went down 40 meters. This thing just does not like to write when there's pictures on it. Another way I could write down 40 meters is I could say I went negative 40 meters. Okay? If I wanted to change it up, if I want to say what is the change in elevation from the coral to the mountain, I started at the coral, which is at 80 meters below sea level. So I'll have to go up 80 meters to get to the ocean. And then to get to the mountain, I'm going to have to go up another 500. So I will have to go up 580 meters to get from the coral to the mountain. No negative, because I'm going up. So negative in this case is going to indicate going down, and no sign at all will indicate that we're going up. I could put a plus in there, but I don't really need to. We just sort of assume that if there's no negative, it means plus. And that's all you have to do when you're trying to indicate changes in elevation using positive and negative numbers. Just find out how many meters you changed. If you were going down, it'll be in negative. If you're going up, it'll be in positives. The next thing we want to be able to do today is translate shapes according to a rule. So this should be a review, but when we translate shapes, we use U for up, D for down, R for right, and L for left. So here I have a shape, and the rule is that I want to move it right 3, down 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick one of the vertices, and I'm going to use that one. It's not letting me select. There we go. I'm going to use that guy there just because it's easiest. And I'm going to move him right 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then down 2, 1, 2. And there's my new translation. I've translated this shape, R3, D2. And here I'm just showing you the same thing, I just moved it onto another graph so the shapes wouldn't overlap. So this guy has moved right 3, down 2. And now I'm going to move my square here. I want to move him left 2, up 1, right 1. So to begin with, I've got another square here, and I'm going to make sure it's positioned in the same spot on this grid. Okay? Now I can move him around. So I'm going to go left 2, 1, 2, up 1, 1, right 1. And there he is. That's all there is to it. So that was just a really quick review. Hopefully this is not new to you on how to move shapes or translate shapes according to a given rule. So we do have one other objective today, but we'll stop and do the review first. So your review questions, number 1, if Tony is 2,500 meters above sea level and Namor is 500 meters below sea level, express the change in height from Tony to Namor using a positive or negative number. And number 2, describe the transformation from triangle ABC to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. So I'm asking you to write down the rule. What did we do to change it? Pause the video here to answer those 2 questions, and when you come back, I have one more thing for you. Our third and final objective today is to label coordinates, and that should also be review. So we just have a quick activity to do with it. And of course, when I say activity, I mean Maths Mansion. So here's your review, www.tinyurl.com/mathsmansion36. So that all goes together. It's all one. Don't put any spaces in. Go watch that Maths Mansion, and you are finished for tonight. Have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow.